All right, let's talk about one of the biggest, most mind bending questions we've ever come up with. In a universe that should be bursting with life, why is it so quiet? This is the Fermi Paradox. It all starts with something incredibly simple. Just look up. Because in that endless, star filled darkness, that's where you'll find the beginning of a question so huge it challenges everything we think we know about our place in the cosmos. So, before we can even really get into the paradox itself, we have to wrap our heads around the sheer, almost unbelievable scale of everything. Think about it. From your own backyard on a really clear night, you can see a few thousand stars, right? And every single one of those little pinpricks of light is a sun, just like ours. But what you're actually seeing, it's like looking at one single grain of sand on a beach that stretches on forever. Because what our eyes can't see is the true scale. Our home galaxy, the Milky Way, has hundreds of billions of stars. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's more stars in our galaxy alone than there have been human beings who have ever lived. It's just staggering. And that's just our neighborhood, our little cosmic cul-de-sac. The latest observations suggest there could be as many as 2 trillion other galaxies out there. Honestly, the numbers get so big, they don't even feel real anymore. Our brains just weren't built to comprehend it. But here's the thing. When you're working with numbers on that level, a really profound and kind of troubling contradiction starts to emerge. This is the absolute heart of it all. It's a question that the physicist Enrico Fermi famously asked over lunch one day back in 1950. With trillions of galaxies and billions of years for life to get started, the universe should be a cosmic metropolis. It should be loud and busy and full of civilizations, but instead, all we hear is nothing. And here's that conflict, laid bare. On one side, you've got pure probability. The math just seems to scream that life should be absolutely everywhere. On the other side, you have the hard evidence. We've spent decades searching the skies with our absolute best technology, and we've found zero, not a single confirmed signal, just this massive cosmic silence. This reality, this total absence of any cosmic chatter, well, it has a name. It's often called the Great Silence. So, this is the Fermi Paradox, officially. And listen, this isn't just about finding little green men. This is a fundamental challenge to how we understand life, intelligence, even our own future. It perfectly captures that dizzying feeling. The universe is telling us aliens should be common, but our own senses are telling us they might not exist at all. It's a silence that's so profound, so absolute, that it almost becomes a sound in itself, a silence so deep, it's deafening. So, okay, if we accept this paradox is real, we're forced to look at the possible answers, and some of them are genuinely chilling. You have to ask yourself, right? Is this quiet just a coincidence, a fluke, or is there a reason nobody is making a sound? Well, maybe the simplest answer is also the loneliest. They call it the rare Earth hypothesis. The idea is that for intelligent life to develop, the chain of events is just so fantastically long and improbable. You need the right kind of star, a stable planet, a big moon, plate tectonics, the list goes on and on. Maybe that whole sequence is so rare it only happened once. Here. Or maybe it's not that we're alone, it's just that we're early. Like we're the first people to show up to a party. It could be that the universe has only recently cooled down and stabilized enough for life like us to even be possible. In that version of the story, we're the first ones to wake up, looking out into an empty cosmos that will, millions of years from now, be full of life. But then you get to the darker possibilities. There's this theory of a great filter. It suggests there's some kind of barrier, a wall, that's almost impossible for life to get past. The silence exists because basically no one ever makes it through. And that leads to the most terrifying question of all. Is that great filter behind us, or is it still ahead of us? Maybe the filter isn't self-destruction. Maybe it's something external. This is the dark forest theory, that the universe is a dangerous place, and broadcasting your existence is a fatal mistake, because you alert the predators. The silence, in this view, is the sound of everyone, everywhere, hiding for their lives. And so, we end up right back where we started, just staring into the night. The math screams that we can't be alone, but the silence just insists that we are. And it leaves us with that one simple and maybe forever unanswerable question: where is everybody?